Welcome back, everybody, Automotive Inc. Today we're introducing a new old truck to the channel. Now we still have Loki, the 24 Ford Super Duty. Because nothing's changing in 25, I'm trying to hold out as long as I can so I can see what's coming in 26 before we bring another one of those back to the channel and put it to a punishing torture test of towing into work. So I got bored and I thought, let's pick up something different. If you read the title right, I picked up a 2007 Chevy Avalanche. Now, the Avalanche is one of my favorite vehicles out there. Always has been. I had the first generation in 2002. And when they switched up the body and everything went to this one, I always wanted one, but I never got one, and then I needed a big truck. Now, what really makes this truck unique and different is not only that it's an Avalanche, and we'll go over what makes an Avalanche great in another video is, but this is a 250,000-mile Chevy Silverado 5.3 basically. A lot of people bang on the 5.3 because it's active fuel management. Now, this is one of the first generations, if not the first, I think they came out in 2007, with cylinder deactivation, and then so on and so forth. And over the years, of course, Chevy's had tons of problems, right? With all of the issues with that system jacking the engine. Now, this truck specifically is very unique. It was flat-towed behind an RV. If you guys didn't know, you know now the Chevy Avalanche of that era could be flat-towed, which means on all four wheels. It was towed for 87,256 miles since 2007, one owner, and the engine itself has 169,400 on the original engine, transmission, rear end, and everything. And I got it for a good, decent price. A good, well-kept truck for under $9,000 is a pretty good deal. Now you might be thinking, wow, at that many miles, how could it be even running still? Well, one owner, meticulous car oil changes, car maintenance. Oil changes every 3,000 miles. Now, riddle me this. Ever since they upped the ante and saying you can go 5, 6, 7,000 miles on an oil change, and I get that. People drive a lot of miles. But have we not seen more engine problems since then? So oil changes are a good warranty keeper. They're also a good piece of safe insurance that you could do yourself or go to the dealer. Everything was done at the dealer. Everything was done before it even needed to be done. Oil changes, transmission fluid changes, diff changes, brake changes, and everything like that. Now, is the truck perfect? No, it's showing some signs of use, obviously, in all this era, but it is very, very nice considering, the amount of miles and age of the truck itself. But of this era, you typically see this rock pitted and dunged up. It's not. Now, it did get towed a lot of miles, so at the 169 plus the 87, we're at 250,000 miles that this truck has rolled on its own wheels. The moving parts underneath, semi-engaged, if you will. Even though it's in flat tow, yeah, the transmission wasn't engaged. But this truck has went down the road 250,000 miles. Now, a lot of people say it's got to be getting close to worn out. Well, you could look at that two different ways. One, who says? It's like when they give a cancer patient 6 months to live. From what date? If we could do this treatment, you might get another 3 months out of the deal, and then it doesn't work out anyway. So who's to say that these gas engines can't go? I know a lot of fleet trucks that are well over 250,000 miles, and they've had to do some routine maintenance and whatnot, maybe some more in-depth things, timing chains or whatever. But who's to say? Who gets to pick that random number? And if you can find a truck for what your towing needs, your family needs, and everything, do you need to spend $80,000? Remember, I had the 22 Ford Super Duty with the 7.3 Godzilla, blew the engine at 6,000 miles. This thing's under 9. So you can take that into consideration. If you over-maintain, take really good care, I tell you guys, your cars will actually take care of you. Moreover, I look at it like this. This truck has proven itself. It makes no noises in the engine. It seamlessly goes in 4-cylinder mode or 8-cylinder mode. Transmission smooth as butter. So who's to say if you just take care of it because you change the oil, you change the fluids, that it won't last? I mean, this thing has proven itself for almost 170,000 miles. This says, hey man, I'm good. You just take care of me, I got your back. I mean, this thing has tons of power still. I mean, coming back the other day, driving home after I bought it, 21 miles to the gallon on the highway at 75 miles an hour. Not bad. I'll take that, especially out of a truck of this era. The interior's held up well. It looks actually really good. It's actually one of the rare interiors for this era. 2007 was mostly tan and black. And black, if from 2007 to 2010, notoriously had cracks in the dash. After 11, they seem to have gotten better with that. I haven't seen 11 that's cracked, and I've seen a few tan ones that have cracked, but this one has the titanium, which is the gray. Now, I did go ahead and clean up this door panel because this is where I touch, and I've been driving it for about 2 weeks. Clean up the steering wheel. I have videos on breaking down how I clean each and every piece, what I used to do it, and everything that we're going to repair in this truck, we're going to make a video of it, break it down into smaller ones so you don't have to deal with it. But, I mean, you can see right here, we have some staining and stuff from just age and dirt. You can see that these of the era typically are worn off from that nice rubbery filling plastic. It falls off. We're going to do a video on that. No cracks in the dash. You can see the elbow rest here. It's got some cracking in it. We're going to replace that. We're going to take the seats out, so we'll do videos on that. So if there's anything you guys want to see from a 2007 to 2013 era GM truck, car, SUV, remember Tahoe, Yukon, Sierra, Silverado, Avalanche, carryover trucks, sister cars. So all of this will match up and mostly work for you. We get back here into the back, and they really didn't use the back seat because it was an older couple. But you can see we have some staining here. I'm going to get all this out, guys. All of this is coming out. And you're going to see it. And now, like I said, I'm going to break down a video on why I love the Avalanche. But they did have some dogs in here, but the leather held up very well. It's gross. It's gray. It's dirty. We're going to get all that off somehow. Headliners get dirty. We're going to get that off. A couple scratches here and here from the dogs, and I think we're going to be able to repair that. We'll do a video on that. And my nemesis, dog freaking hair. I don't know what kind of dog they had at the era, but you can see over there, this is just use. Look at all of this dog hair. It's disgusting. But all the plastic's made, they're just not snapped in. But we're going to get in here, and I'm going to show you guys in depth how nice you can get your car if you professionally detail it. And everything in here works. Not a single rattle. The fan motor is making a squeal. I have a feeling what I know what that is, but we'll see if we need to replace that. Door panels have held up well. Again, of this era, black tended to scratch really easy. This, you wouldn't be able to see it as much on, along with the tan. But we're going to get in here and get all of this goo out. And I think at the end of the day, when people look at it and say, Jeremy, we don't give a shit about half-ton stuff. We only like heavy-duty stuff. Well, I want you guys all to come along this journey, because Loki over there is almost an $80,000 pickup. And if you could find something out there that fits into your needs, and you can deal without all the safety tech that's always draining the battery on that thing, and spend what is it? What is $9,000? What is 9,000 of 70? 1/10 roughly? You know, just under that? A ninth? Eighth? Whatever? Think about it. And so I want you guys to all come along on this journey as we bring the Avalanche back to its glory days. And all of the emphasis as we get underneath here and show you there's not a leak, it's not sweaty, there's just nothing. And other than just a few routine maintenance like CV boots and stuff like that, this truck has really held up. And I'm super excited because I love the Avalanche, and Chevy's new Silverado EV truck is basically an Avalanche without the side boxes. And why this should have made it much longer down the road than it did in the series when it was made from 2002 to 2000, and I think they killed it in 10. So it's going to be a really cool journey. And like I said, you guys can kind of see just the overall. This is an overall video, and this is why a lot of old schoolers, and a lot of people on my channel that aren't necessarily old schools, but they were taught the old school ways, they change the oil every 3,000 miles in their trucks. And in my 6.0 Power Stroke and my 6.4 Power Stroke, changed every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. They said you could go like 7, 8, 10, whatever. Never did. Not a single freaking problem. And so this is going to be a fun little journey. Don't worry, we got lots of stuff. But if you have a newer truck and you're looking for ways to clean the crap out of your car, I'm going to show you how to do it. As always, guys, I hope you guys smash the subscribe button, thumbs up, and notification bell so you know I'm posting new content. And I'm going to catch you on the next one.